Okay, I think we are live. Good evening, everyone.
Good evening, everyone.
Um, I'm Katie,
And I'm Joe.
and we're broadcasting from Katie Malik Interiors. As every Thursday, it's around 5:30. We hope you've had a good week so far. We certainly have had a very busy week. You can
Always.
see on Joe's face. Ooh, it's been busy. It's been very busy. Um, So this week we thought we would share with you some of the news and updates instead of talking specifically about a project. So this is what we're going to focus on this week, and I will tell you a little bit about what we have thought for the next week's live video, which seems to be an ongoing, how would I say, ongoing
Issue?
issue or something that
Something that comes up
comes up
very regularly.
exactly, yeah, something that clients do ask us a lot about, and obviously there's a very serious consideration for that aspect of design, which sometimes is not considered design, but it is in
Yeah.
fact, if I'm making any sense.
Yeah.
um Right. Okay. So news update. I'm looking at our fabulous blackboard where Joe started putting some of the things that we'd like to speak to you about today. So first of all, we have launched our new website.
Yes.
It's very pretty. So we want to thank you, HC Media, Sophie, Chris, and Joe, for doing an amazing job. So if you haven't had a look yet, please go. It's the same website as before, so it's katiemalik.co.uk, but it has a completely different design.
Beautiful.
Yeah,
really slick.
really pretty.
Very slick.
So have a look, have a browse around. And also, we have just added a new project. It's actually not a new project because the project was designed in years 2018, 2019. But there's a bit of a time lapse between the design, the execution, and then actually photographing the project. So we just had it photographed yesterday, and our fabulous, super talented, super fast photographer, Matek Platek, who, if you know us, works with us quite a lot. So he's our main photographer. He captured uh, the project yesterday, so you can find it in our portfolio section. I will just post a link so you can have a look now. So it's under family kitchen and lounge redesign because we were appointed, sorry, to actually design those two spaces in two different time frames. First the lounge and then the kitchen, because the clients said, oh, we did such a marvelous job. Why don't we bring them for the kitchen, which they've struggled with a lot. So you'll find the photos of both the kitchen and the lounge on the portfolio. So I've just posted a comment with the link that will take you directly to that. So that will also give you a bit of an insight into how the new website looks like. Another thing that we have on the list is a reminder about the workshop.
Oh yes, it's coming up. It's coming up.
It's
soon.
coming up. Yes. So we have set the date for the last Saturday of March, and it's going to be a very close group. So you will benefit from having almost like one-to-one with me. It should be very good. Myself and Joe have been taking different courses throughout the years, and the smaller the group, the faster you'll learn and the more you can get out of it.
Definitely.
That's why we'll keep it quite small. So if you do want to learn about interior design, or if you're thinking about doing it for yourself, for your own home, that's definitely something that you're going to benefit from.
Some really great skills to learn in a very short time.
Exactly.
So definitely would recommend it.
Yeah, so I think there is an event on a Facebook page and it's also on our website under workshops. So have a
Yeah.
look. I think if you go through Facebook, you'll avoid extra fees associated with Eventbrite. So you can do it directly. But yes, and the good thing about the workshop, coming back to the workshop, is going to be the access to the library. So it's going to be run in the studio
Hmm.
where we store all the samples. So this is a fantastic opportunity for anyone who participates to actually have a look through the samples that we use and that are real, which
Yes.
when you are doing courses at a college or anywhere else, there's no really a studio,
No, you
so
don't.
you don't have access to anything
Mm.
really. You're just kind of like bound by what the tutor brings to the table, quite literally.
Yeah.
So it's a great opportunity. So if you know anyone who would be interested in the course, please share it. We'll share the link. We'll keep on um, resharing the links as
Yeah.
well. But yeah, if you know anyone who would be interested, please share it on your page.
Yeah. It would be actually a great day for friends to get together and come and do
Yeah,
it because it's very interactive
yeah,
and you could have fun together and also
yeah,
learn an amazing amount in a short amount of time. So,
yeah. Once I think I had I think it was a group of three women who just
yeah.
did it kind of as like where they're friends. I
Yeah.
think there was a mother and two
Yeah.
cousins or something, and they had a lot of fun.
Yeah.
So
Spending time together, but also learning something and all of them being interested in the same
exactly,
thing.
yeah, yeah, fantastic.
Yeah.
Okay,
So that's great.
that's great. And what else
What
have we got?
next?
So share photos of college fields. So we've done that. And
I can't read it because I haven't got my glasses on. So I'm being vain.
so the next one is synopsis of upcoming projects. Joe, do you
Mm.
want to tell us a little bit about upcoming projects?
Well, we've had a couple of meetings this week with some very interesting for some very interesting possible projects coming up over the next few months, maybe during the summer.
Mm,
And then we've got a couple of projects that are now in the middle of being designed, two quite big ones
yes.
are in London and in slightly north of Cambridge,
Yeah, and
and
we have one in Buckinghamshire
one in Buckinghamshire.
and one
Yeah.
in Hertfordshire.
Yeah, so it's all the
So it's
shires are
all the
getting
shires,
together and
exactly.
and hiring Katie Malik interiors to do. But yeah, potentially a lot to do over the next 3 or 4 months actually.
Yeah, and all
Um,
of them, of course, very different, very,
they're
very
very
different.
different.
So, what we particularly pride ourselves on, and what Cambridge Live actually picked up on recently when they did the write up about 8 designers to follow on Instagram, like right now, is that we're kind of like unexpected in a sense that we don't have a particular style. So whatever you see on Instagram does reflect the projects that we're working on, which means that we always work with the client to their
Yes.
brief,
Yeah, definitely.
to their desires. So we're not predictable in that way because we might be dealing with completely different projects, and one could be a very colorful, bold design like the one that we've very, very brave, and we love that. But equally, we're working on a project in London, which actually we're coming to the end of it. We'll be
Mm.
installing it in this summer,
Yeah.
which is very, very neutral because it's meant to be, because
Yeah.
that's more of a London kind of Hampstead style, and it doesn't really have that much color, but we're still able to pull it and give it character. So yeah, I think we're working on very different things simultaneously, but equally we're able to
Yeah.
bring um, our expertise to every project. Doesn't matter what the style is.
No. One we're working on at the moment that's I really love is the Hitchin project.
Ah, yes,
And
there's
that has a more of a almost a
very
little bit
different. Mm,
industrial, beautiful muted colors,
yeah,
and yeah, that's going to be an exciting one to share once it starts coming alive with visuals and things. So
precisely.
watch out for that because it's going to be gorgeous, and it's nearly the whole house, huh?
It's the whole
Whole house,
house.
yeah,
It's the
definitely.
whole house, including the outside as well. So there are some areas outside that we're taking care of as well, and that's a great example, as Joe mentioned, of seeing like the whole house and how the style um, kind
I
of
can carry on, carry
carries
through.
on. Yeah,
Yeah,
carries through.
yeah,
Yes, carries through from the ground floor to the top. Although
it is.
actually the brief is quite interesting, so not all rooms are the same style. There's one room which is meant to be quite different from the rest,
Mm,
but it still has to flow with the remaining part of the
yeah,
house. So yeah, yeah, I'm looking forward to that as
yeah,
well actually, because the design, basically the first um, concept design presentation has been done, and we've received lots of positive feedback, but we try to actually share more the visuals, like the photorealistic visuals, than the sketches. Maybe we might throw a sketch or two just to show you what's coming, um, but we find that obviously the visuals are the closest to the completed projects, which also today we posted on Instagram, so you have a look, you can swipe and see how similar the visuals are to the completed project. Of course,
yeah.
everything depends on the clients ultimately what they want to change and the last kind of revisions. If there are small things, we don't update the visuals of tiny little things, um, but they are very very similar.
Yes, they are. I can never tell the difference.
Oh, actually, yesterday, this is a funny story, right? So yesterday we and when me and Matic were at the client's home photo shooting, we know that uh, the living room, the lounge, was photographed previously separately by the joiners. So we worked with Edmund and Sedgwick on the lounge because there was a lot of very complex joinery, and we wanted it to be super high quality. So we worked with them. We really trust them. They've done an amazing job in the ENC project. So the client actually told us when the photographer came, um, he was really confused with the visuals, and he was like, "Oh my god, I think someone else has exactly this, copied your room and has a room somewhere here." And she couldn't help herself because
Oh my
it's like
goodness.
it's actually a visual. So that was very sweet, but it was a huge compliment to us,
Yes.
but really funny. Like, someone else copied your
Yeah.
room. There's another room that is exactly the same that exists
Somewhere.
somewhere here. So there we
Yeah,
go. Um,
it is a great resource to have.
yes,
Thanks, Peter.
yes. Peter is a master visualizer. It's just like we wouldn't exist without him, quite literally. um, right. Okay.
What next?
So the last thing on our list today is the next week live.
Yeah.
It was Joe's idea, and I think it's a fantastic idea.
So we're going to talk about budgets.
Ah.
It's that nitty-gritty thing that nobody likes to talk about, but actually is really important before you even contact an interior designer, is to think
Yes.
about the scope of what you want to have done and how much you have in the bank saved to do it. And there's many pitfalls and there's many changes along the way, and that's quite understandable. But just to have an idea, because if you have an idea right from the start, it makes life much easier for the designer, but also for you, and nobody's
Yes.
going to get disappointed. So I think that if we talk about budget and the ins and outs of how to work out what you're going to need, what you're going to plan for, it's a tool to have when you
Yes.
before you start your project.
So we'll see how that goes. I think Joe has explained everything. We'll see how that live goes,
Yeah,
and then maybe we'll think of doing a round 2 or round 3 of that,
yeah.
because
We could do a
obviously,
Q&A or something.
exactly, like more like a Q&A,
Yeah,
especially if you're thinking about a budget
yeah,
and what to because I think actually having that introduction and then doing Q&A is a fantastic idea, because then you can really ask the questions that you find,
mm,
oh, maybe they'll have an answer to this. So yes, I think we can follow up, and maybe we'll create like sheets in the future that will help anyone kind of follow the budgets. Of course,
yeah.
there are
True.
many for project management, but it's a little bit different if it's an interior design project. and obviously having that insight from us, like we work with it every, every single day, I would say, um, because we know it from the inside out, from the beginning, like Joe said, till the end of the installation.
Yeah.
And today was actually prompted by a chat with a client that we're working with, who's actually based abroad, and so we have, the communication is a little bit different than typically with clients who are local, who are in the UK. And we've managed to clarify some budgetary concerns with him, but also it kind of made us think like maybe we can actually clarify it more for the potential audience, for potential clients, whoever's interested, because it seems to be always like not the issue, but something that you get stumbled upon, and you think, oh, okay, maybe there needs to be a bit more clarity, and also I think with budgets it's not very clear, because I think different designers work with different budgets. And we're trying not to be like that. We try not to prescribe the budgets, but obviously we kind of try to give, like, this is kind of probably the minimum that you might need. And then things can escalate, things can change. So talking about those variables and how to account for that in a project, then might be the way.
We can break it all down for you, regarding what you can expect for certain groundworks, and then right up to what you can expect for just furnishing fixtures and fittings.
Yes.
So
there's a lot to learn.
There's a lot to learn, but we'll try and
So we'll try to educate and try to share whatever we think that might be useful for those of you who are looking, who are thinking, who are considering, or maybe are already in the process of planning a project, and
some good tips.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. But do let us know if you think that a Q&A session is a brilliant idea, but do let us know if you think that you would benefit from a Q&A session. I think it's amazing. I would love a Q&A session like that.
It'd be fun.
So it's up to you. We're leaving it in your hands. And I think that we've covered everything on our list today. So it's a little bit shorter. We always said, no, it's going to be 5 minutes. And there we go. It's like
we try not to talk too much.
Yeah. The longest one we've done was, 1 hour, John?
Yeah.
That was 1 hour talking about the design for It's So Travel. So we can talk for hours, but obviously...
Hind leg of a donkey. Yeah.
Time is precious. As you can see, we've started filling the first shelf, but so far with cards from lovely friends, congratulated on opening the studio, and so far it's just cards. But there will be probably more things in the future.
And we will do the studio tour as soon as we get someone to come and hang all the pictures and all the awards and the logos.
Exactly, because we thought like, oh, maybe we can do it. It was like, no, there are just too many things missing still from the walls. We'll do it definitely when we finish, when we feel it's really ready, not before. No, we don't want to show you half-finished studio. And we also need to get some real plants, because there's a fake one behind me, and a colleague of ours, Robert Parker's brilliant garden designer, said came over here and he said, Katie, you can have a live plant there, right? Like, shame. Shame on me. But anyway,
it was just a filler.
It's just a filler. We like green, but we didn't know that anything could actually survive here, because I hate killing plants.
Yeah, pretty much most people do.
Probably right.
Yeah.
So thank you very much for listening to us and bearing with us for 20 minutes. Just summing up things.
Only 20 minutes. We're doing great.
We're getting better at it. Better and better, Joe. Should receive some stars for shortening the live videos. So we're looking forward to connecting with you next week. So we will try to keep it always on Thursdays, 5:30 p.m. Just so that you can connect with us during that time.
Okay. Thanks so much for tuning in, everyone.
Thank you. Have a lovely evening and take care.
Good night.